What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode with my pal Alex and Feisty Pants.
Alright, you ready? Outtakes. That's great.
Cass versus the Dudleys. It was a 1-on-2 match.
It was a 1-on-2 match. Yeah. That's what they said it was. He beat the crap out of them.
Yeah, he did.
Because I thought it was. You know, they literally did the same thing on Raw last week. Yeah. And Cass put out some a stiff boot to Bubba Ray, and he dropped him a little crooked. I thought he broke him in half. But no, apparently it was a show. And then official kickoff show. Well, first of all, welcome the original champ. Here he is.
Back again.
Back again. This is Who Am I? And we're covering Extreme Rules. What the hell did we just watch? Extreme Rules. These are the results. Results just in.
Guest starring all week.
Guest starring all week. It was it was pretty good, I think.
It was okay. I mean, I fell asleep in the beginning.
I kind of saw that.
I nodded in the beginning. So I just needed that little power nap.
Yeah, a little power nap during the crap ass match. So what happened?
All right. Well, before the show even started.
Before the show even started.
Yeah, Cass and the Dudleys.
Yeah, Cass and the Dudleys.
Which was
Big Cass.
Because...
Big Cass is getting the Diesel push. Yeah. When Kevin Nash was Diesel and he was just that giant guy and you know he just didn't take anybody's shit.
Yes.
That's what's going on. Enzo's hurt. Big Cass is running the solo market right now and he's doing really well.
Yeah, but what's lame is that he didn't even make it to the pre-show. He was like entertainment before the pre-show started.
I didn't like that they didn't have him on air. Like that's like wrestling for nothing. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I'm going to put you guys before the kickoff show, but you're going to work. But you're not going to be on TV.
You might as well
what the fuck?
You might as well have crowd participation hour.
You might as well have a couple of crowd members right from the crowd just get in the ring
I'll take anybody out there. Anybody in the crowd. I'm better than all you. Who did that last time?
That was the Honky Tonk Man.
The Honky Tonk Man.
Yeah. That's how the Ultimate Warrior came out. And then that's when
the Earthquake came out. Remember was
it the Earthquake that way?
He did that, and then they pulled out some fat dude out of the stands, and then he was like the Earthquake, and then he was Akeem and whatever else, whatever the hell he was.
That was Fatu.
Fatu.
No, that was
Akeem. But he came.
It was a one-man gang. Akeem was the one-man gang.
But he came out of the stands, right?
No.
I'm telling you. I feel like, am I right?
No.
Like I feel like he became out.
Santino Marella came out of the stands.
Yeah.
They were like on tour in Italy or something.
I remember some fat dude. They pulled some fat dude out of it. He's like, all right, big fat dude, what do you got? And then he was one of the wrestlers after that.
Maybe.
I thought it was, you know, that whole that whole debacle of a character.
No. One man gang just gave up his gimmick.
Yeah.
When being a biker wasn't cool anymore.
Yeah.
And he was just, you know, the African king.
Yeah.
Akeem. Not to be confused with Coming to America.
And he was the Earthquake too?
No, the Earthquake was another guy. He was Tugboat.
He's the guy they pulled out of the crowd.
Maybe as Tugboat. He was Hulk Hogan's buddy.
I'm telling you, they pulled him out of the crowd. They're like, anybody of all, because y'all
I claim to know absolutely nothing.
He's like, I can fight. And he gets in the ring and he became a wrestler.
All right.
And made $8,000 a week.
$8,000 a week. You can sign me up for $8,000 a week.
Bunch of stupid bastards.
Yeah, so Big Cass doesn't get on national television, which sucks to be, you know, for that. That's a waste.
Corbin.
But, yeah, Baron Corbin beat Dolph Ziggler again.
Let me just add this. Baron Corbin has to be the lamest wrestler I've ever seen in the last 10 years. What the frig is with this guy?
He's got nothing going for him.
He's like Lurch.
He's like Lurch.
Baron Corbin, I'm 7 feet tall. That's my whole gimmick.
Couldn't cut it as a offensive tackle.
What the hell am I looking at?
Right? He was on the offensive line.
He was
for the Cardinals and somebody else.
Yeah.
Colts and the Cardinals. And we looked it up before the pay-per-view.
Yeah. And he was heavy. He was heavy, and now he's like a thin guy.
Yeah, now it looks like he lost weight.
Weight Watchers, Xantrax.
Piece of Scotch tape.
Piece of Scotch tape. He cut down to 5 Twinkies a week.
Yeah, that's what happened.
Jesus
so he
Christ.
beat Ziggler again, and then the show started, and it was pretty good.
Yeah.
What was the first match?
They led off with the Usos.
The Usos. Oh, right. I didn't know that the Usos were going to wrestle. I should have guessed that they were going to wrestle. What are their names? Jack and Jill?
The Bastard Club.
The Rat Bastard Club?
The Club of Wandering Morons.
The Bully Club? What else did we call it?
The Bullet Club.
The Bullet Club, yeah. And, you know, you figured they were going to win, and they did. The Usos, you know, they're just losing and losing and losing. And,
now,
yeah.
Let me jump ahead for a minute.
Okay, jump ahead.
All right, so
get ready.
Those two jackasses, and then they get into the big fight at the end. Yeah. We'll tell you about that in a minute. But then they got their ass kicked again, and then they got their ass kicked by the Usos again.
Yeah.
In the same ending match. Who gives a shit about these guys at this point?
Not me.
At this point, like their careers are ruined from here out. They suck.
Yeah, they
Who
are.
gives a crap?
They're really terrible.
And what's the guy's name? Lurch.
Lurch. It's
Goofy.
Carl Anderson. Carl is the shorter guy, and Festus is
the return of Festus.
Luke Gallows. Luke Gallows. I'm gonna go with Luke Gallows.
The return of Festus. Who gives a crap?
Not this guy. I give a rat's ass.
Yeah, and so
their first match in there, they come out to the stage and they're wearing, you know, their white gowns, and I'm like, oh, I already hate these guys. In their first match a couple of weeks ago, I was like, these guys suck. They're boring. They're still boring.
Yeah.
So they beat the Usos in the first match of the night.
Yeah.
And then we had the New Day.
The New Day.
Now, the New Day is huge. They're over. Everybody loves them, and I'm like, there's no way that they're going to take the titles off of these guys at the height of their popularity. They're probably not even at the height. They probably still have miles to go of popularityness. That's a new word, popularityness. Yeah. Just look that up. Google it.
Oh, it's in there.
It's in there.
It's in there.
And it came close, I think, twice. The Vaudevillains had two very close pinfalls.
They sure did.
And then the New Day just laid it out.
Close.
What about when Big E gets back up into the ring and he spears the guy through the ropes out to the
the dude's like right up against the ropes, and Big E comes into the ring like a
from the other end,
after hitting the steel steps, the unforgiving steel steps.
Yeah.
So he gets in the ring and he comes across the ring like a freight train and spears the dude, and then you're looking at it, you're like, oh, he speared him, and then you look at, wait a minute, he speared him out of the ring.
Out of the
ridiculous.
ring. Yeah.
Like, it was one of those.
It was awesome.
It was a good match.
Yeah, it was. I like the New Day a lot. I'm glad they retained.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah,
that
they
was
don't
pretty
have
good.
the belts for a while.
Yeah.
Then
the Fatal Four. I like the Vaudevillains too. They were great at NXT, but they're not taking out the New Day.
That's the thing. They're two skinny guys, and their wrestling skills are okay. And who are they gonna beat? They're not intimidating nobody.
No.
The four-way came.
The Fatal Four-Way.
And that was freaking good.
That was probably the greatest match of the whole night. Right there was the Fatal Four-Way. Cesaro should have won. How about when he was giving the uppercuts around the ring?
Yeah, he had all three guys in the corners at one point, and he was just going back and forth with the flying uppercut. And
it was great.
The whole match was electric.
Yeah, he must have delivered like 20 uppercuts among the three of them. And then he was spinning the Miz around. He's like a solid
for a
20-something times.
20.
And then he dropped him and pinned him. Like, how do you not fall over from being so dizzy?
Any one of you guys right now spin around 20 times in a row without...
You spin me around once, I'm falling over.
And you stop.
Fuck 20.
You're going right to the ground.
Yeah.
But this guy just throws Miz right in a pin, and without even losing a step. Yeah. And he didn't beat him in the move, but, you know, it is what it is.
Right.
But, like, the whole match was insane. Like they're all in four corners. The bell rings, and like Sami Zayn, like a jackrabbit on steroids and Red Bull, flying through the middle of the ring, diagonals, and just boot to the face on Fat Bastard, and he goes around the ring, and then they're all like,
they're just like, what happened?
It was hilarious.
Yeah,
and then
it was great. And Owens was out for like a couple minutes.
Yeah, I hadn't seen him for 5 minutes. So he never got up.
Yeah, that was pretty great.
It was funny. It was hilarious. And yeah, I mean, it was a good match. The finishers, there was 100 million kickouts on 2 1/4 counts. It was really good.
Maurice got dragged into the ring.
I was
hoping for a little wardrobe malfunction action.
Eyes were playing on her, her rafts. The way we see it, right? Straight shooter.
Miz retains.
Miz retains. Yeah. I predicted Miz to retain.
Yeah, I picked Cesaro. That was the only match I got wrong.
Yeah, then the lame Andrew.
The Asylum match. Entertaining at first. You know, I mean, but you knew it was going to be the longest drawn-out match of the whole night.
Yeah.
And guess what it was? And then, like, you know, he gets the bucket down.
Yeah. So like,
and you're like, what's in the bucket?
First of all the weapons are down.
Oh yeah.
And there's a bucket.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm gonna climb the ropes to get the cage to get a bucket.
Don't pick up the steel barbed wire
board.
Blowtorch. Don't pick that up.
Chainsaw,
Go get the bucket.
Bloody hatchet. I'm gonna get the plastic bucket hanging 30 feet in the freaking air. He climbs up, he gets the bucket, he gets it down, he pulls it out. He pulls out a black bag out of the bucket, and then he dumps out like $1 million.
For a minute, I thought there was like a snake in there,
right?
Like Jake the Snake Roberts.
He throws out like $1.7 million thumbtacks. It was like,
yeah.
What?
I'm like, oh no. Yeah. And you knew Jericho was gonna go through the thumbtacks.
Yeah.
Because you saw, it's an asylum match. Dean Ambrose is not gonna lose a match out of his own kind. Yeah. Oh, and then he gets the whole slam into the thumbtacks.
Yeah, he got him, man.
I felt for Chris Jericho. I was like, okay, that hurts.
Yeah, but the match was too drawn out.
Way drawn out.
They didn't have to get every.
That needed to be like 15 minutes shorter.
Yeah. Oh, he pulls down a freaking mop, dude, and he's mopping him, and he's sticking him in the mouth.
And he like full axe handle.
Yeah.
Chop Ambrose in the face with a mop.
Yeah, so it was like the mop had like a metal wire head to it with the mop head. Yeah, and after like Ambrose mopped up Chris Jericho, literally mopped him up like a floor. After a minute, Jericho gets it back. So he's like, oh god damn it, and he takes the thing. He's like, pow, and he hits him right across the face with the freaking metal.
Like 1,000 whiplashes across the face.
All the things just whipping.
Meanwhile, the metal head is there.
That was insane.
Like that, of all the things you could do with a mop, that is the thing not to do with a mop. You don't whip someone in the face with a mop.
You shouldn't do that to a person. No.
Oh,
ridiculous.
Why?
Yeah,
Why?
and then then the girls came.
Yeah, the girls came out.
And then the girls wrestled.
And then what?
Yeah. So,
Charlotte, Natalia.
No,
Ric Flair banned from ringside.
And, I don't know, they fought, they kicked each other.
I thought it was a pretty good match up until Dana Brooke came out.
Yeah, I mean, she was off to a slow start.
Yeah.
Brooke, whatever his name was Natalia was beating her up a lot. And then finally, the other girl comes out. She's got the robe on. She's like, oh, but wait, I'm a winner because Ric Flair.
Yeah, Natalia raises her own hand in the middle of the ring.
It's a little girl in a robe. I mean, really?
Yeah.
So, yeah, anyway.
Yeah.
So, she had a real high cut.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, her
cheeks were sticking out. I don't know if that was supposed to be like that or if that was a wardrobe malfunction.
No,
but they were.
Like they were high.
There was a crescent moon there.
High cut. And Charlotte retains. And
Charlotte retains.
She's gonna retain for another year and a half.
Yeah.
And then then we got the
main event.
Roman and
AJ Styles.
AJ Styles.
Very well match.
Good match.
I thought it was a good match.
Good match.
A lot of holy shit moves.
Yeah, well, Roman threw him around like a
like a ragdoll.
and then AJ was like super speedster.
Oh yeah,
and every punch.
Yeah, like all of a sudden,
every chair slam.
Roman Reigns has the speed of Frankenstein.
Yeah,
that never happened.
So whatever, but AJ took a beating, and then he gave a beating.
Yeah. And then there was the interference from Jack and Jill and the Usos.
AJ went through two tables.
Two tables. That's right. How about when he had AJ and he's swinging him and he swings him into the corner post and then into the wall and then throws him into the table?
Yeah, you got the screens around the apron, the screens.
Oh my god!
Screens. So he's got AJ like in the Cesaro swing, and he takes him and smacks him. But then you hear his skull just ring off the digital screen. Boom! And it's like, oh, dude. Oh man, that was a great match. It was a great match, and a lot of close pinfalls on that. A couple times you thought AJ had it. Yeah, but good match.
Styles did the whole sensational forearm. Yeah, and Reigns caught him in the air with a spear and brought him down. And then, 1, 2, 3, and then Seth Rollins returns. Enter him right back into the championship picture. I figure he'll have it by SummerSlam.
He threw out a pedigree.
He did. Pedigree looked pretty good. So. Held up the belt. Hence my thumbnail. Thank you. You're welcome.
He had the skull stomp thing, and they took it out.
He had the curb stomp.
I don't want him to see him do the pedigree. He's gotta have something else. You have no other move you can think of.
He'll come up with something.
Nothing. No, he ain't. It'll be the pedigree forever.
I guess so.
The thing is, will he be Triple H's right-hand man?
Will he back to... I don't think he's going to go back to Triple H.
Yeah,
I think his Triple H business is done.
Probably. I'm thinking so.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yep.
Time for Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones.
Secret
on
Stout.
replay.